Welcome to the Energy Hour. The Energy Hour is brought to you by Quality Home Improvement, Southern California's premier residential and commercial contractor, making homes and businesses energy efficient, one building at a time.
What's going on, Southern California? I am Christopher Moss, your host of the Energy Hour podcast. Today I'm blessed with two gentlemen, Shaun and Rob. Hey, what's going on, Rob?
How you doing? Hello.
All right. We are here April 11th.
Yeah.
Half of the year is like almost toast.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's tax week.
Is that what it is? Tax week. Everybody's getting ready for the big kazoo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they call it?
I can hardly wait to pay.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Or should it be KY or whatever
No,
we?
I don't know, kazoo, because it blows. I don't know, maybe.
The IRS kazoo.
The IRS kazoo, yeah. And that's just 3-4 days from now.
Yes.
So if you don't got your taxes done and you're owing money, that's a bad thing for you. But if you're getting money back,
Well, let's go ahead and change that subject now.
you could be okay. I'm a corporation, so I get till October.
Yeah, or you can extend.
Yeah,
You can extend online till
Extends
October.
or extend? Oh, that one.
No,
okay.
just regular extend.
Yeah, so we're back, and we're just about ending things in Southern California Edison, like NEM 3.0.
Yeah.
That's coming to a end. So that means that everybody racing to get to the finish
No, it's
line.
coming to a beginning.
It's coming to a beginning.
A beginning. Oh,
two's ending.
3.0. Well, you know what I mean. Come on. But anyways, two's ending, which is, I don't know. I don't feel good or bad about it.
Well, to me, look.
If you don't have it, you don't have it.
If you could have
right?
squeezed in, wonderful. But at this rate, with the way rates are going up and EVs are making electricity bills go up, no NEM is going to make a real big difference as far as, should I get solar or not? Yeah, your bill's
it's
$600 a month.
It's a no-brainer,
you need to go solar.
right?
Yeah, it should be.
No-brainer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all agree.
Yeah.
But, electric vehicles, man. Since you talked me into my Tesla, took that wonderful ride, it's been a great vehicle for me.
Yeah.
I've had zero complaints, zero problems, and it's FAS.
Oh, yeah.
FAF, fast as fudge.
Yeah.
And
it's great to see Teslas in the driveway, not just because their bills also. It's like, remember how we used to look at, we'd go evaluate a house.
Yep.
And they have a pool, so immediately, or you do a satellite and you see neighbors with pools, so we automatically know they have a larger bill.
Yeah.
Now you see Teslas or EVs in the park in the driveway, and you automatically know they have a bigger bill. So it's the new pool in a way, And if you've got a pool and an EV, oh my God, it's even.
Well, I've seen some pools that look like swamps.
No, I've seen.
Yeah.
I've actually.
That's sad, man.
I've come up with houses
Mosquito
that are
pits.
No, how about empty pools? People that drained them because they couldn't afford to just maintain and keep it going.
Like somebody pays $40,000 to $70,000 for a pit in their backyard, and now it's either infested
just to fall in it like the Lipton tea commercial.
That's what's. we used to as kids we used to look for the person that had the empty pool so we could skateboard in it.
Yeah. Right, that was the best time,
Drop
man.
in, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're not thinking about getting it, you're going to get it one way or another. So now's the time, man. Now's the time to do it, especially commercially. I mean, the commercial guys, how many times have we knocked on their foreheads and they haven't really.
I think with the commercial is they don't understand the tax benefits quite yet. And their CFOs maybe aren't looking at it. But if you can get the bean counter who's looking at the numbers, I think you can, it's more successful. The rates are, if you think the rates are up for residential, it's even worse for businesses.
I mean, bean counters, please. If a serious CEO does not know about Schedule C, then he doesn't need to be a CEO. Yeah. 64%, man.
Yeah.
You can't beat that with a stick, or should you?
No, think about that. Yeah. I mean, who gives you 64 cents on the dollar for a write-off?
It's incredible.
Nothing.
The best, right?
Businesses, people that own businesses, they should be doing it before that goes away.
Here's the funny thing about it. We talked about residential, right?
Yeah.
You've seen 48 cents. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, Shaun, you've seen some pretty crazy bills. We just had a lady, not to mention any names. She was so far back. She was in this, I guess, real estate industry, and her bill was almost $10,000.
Yeah, when we take and
How does that happen?
you get behind and your bill's $700-800 a month.
I guess that spectacular business isn't doing too well these days.
Well, real estate's kind of a little bit all over the board right now. I think people are cautious because they don't know. I don't think they know exactly where it's heading.
You got interest rates up.
Yeah,
You got house prices.
Money's more expensive.
Money's more expensive. You got house prices still up there.
Yeah.
And so the new kid coming out of the box can't just go and buy one. He can't afford it.
No.
That's the problem.
No, we're seeing multiple members of families, like 5-6 people sometimes in homes.
Yeah.
And that's what they have to do.
That's what they have to
But
do.
I'm seeing, as we were talking the other day, I'm seeing huge bills, bigger bills than I've ever seen. I mean, remember when you used to go out there and sometimes you see customers, they're 150 or so in the winter.
Right.
Oh, look at summer got to be $350 or whatever.
Back then, we thought that was huge.
I'm seeing winters at $300-400,
Oh, wow.
summers at $700 to $1,200 a month.
Just for damn electricity.
And we're talking like 2,500 square foot homes to 3,000 square foot homes at the most.
Yeah, not bad.
How they're generating that much, how that consumption is so high. But yeah, they're always in the top tier, and yeah, 40 plus 48 cents I've seen at the top.
What are your thoughts on that, Shaun?
I was just wondering how many of those jurisdictions have grow rooms.
No, I mean,
Because look how much electricity is being used.
no, they'd almost have to have one to pay their
You
bill.
know, those cartels will put those houses up in the hills and run that bill up. They don't care. They can pay it.
Is that up near Porter Ranch and Sinaloa residential?
I'm not going to point any particular one out.
No, but no, I'm just telling you, it's like, in most of these houses, they don't even have EVs yet. He's got his sound.
It sounded kind of rude in the beginning.
Yeah, didn't it?
He's got his sound effects going. But no,
Yeah.
think about that. The majority of houses I'm seeing that have $600 to $800, let's say, and not even necessarily summertime yet, they don't even have EVs yet.
Well, here's something.
Imagine putting an EV in there.
No, but listen,
Yeah.
and those same bills are usually on a level pay plan.
Some of them are. Yeah. Yeah. I saw somebody on a $763 a month level pay plan.
Shut the front door.
Well, I mean, just think about
Really?
it. So, yeah. So it's just, it's ridiculous.
I was driving by a neighborhood up in Rancho Cucamonga, and there were 5 cars in this driveway, and they were all Teslas.
There you go. Yeah.
These are like,
what's their bill?
$1.6 million,
What's their
$2 million
bill?
houses,
Did
right?
you look
Any
up on
solar?
the house to see if there's any
Do
solar?
they have solar
Yeah.
on the roof?
Didn't see anything in the front.
He saw the Teslas. He didn't look up anywhere at all.
Now, when Chris sees a Tesla, he doesn't look
I know,
at anything
that's
else.
what I mean.
That's
He
it.
was just, like,
He's just
so
mesmerized.
astonished, right.
He's like, in fact, the guy I met with last night, he's gonna check his bill. 'Cause he drives a Tesla as well, but he's got the 3.
Okay,
or the
yeah,
S.
the 3.
I forget which one he had.
Yeah.
But no, it does add to your bill, obviously. So, I mean,
He's noticed a difference too?
yeah. Yeah.
What's he got, like one car for each day of the week, Monday through Friday or something?
Yeah,
or what?
Monday through Friday. They did look kind of chic-ish.
It's just, but
What, the cars?
House one, wife 1, 2, 3, 4, and
gosh.
5, maybe. I'm not sure.
I just don't understand how a 2,200 square foot home has a $700-800 bill a month in the summer.
It's because
And there's no EV.
people's usage.
Hold on, no EV and no pool.
Yeah, that's
all the
just-
So you know what
indicators.
that means? Look, bathroom light is on, refrigerator door is open.
Now I better be able to go into that house and hang meat. It's so cold. You know what I mean?
I mean, they got
Sides of beef hanging or
LED
something.
has been here for a while now.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy an incandescent bulb at Home Depot
And where
anymore.
I thought, Edison has always been kind of high, but LA is,
Yeah, LED WP ain't got nothing on Edison.
No,
Trust
when you
me.
look at it, even though it's every 2 months, by the time you take out sewage and water, and you still sit there, go, wow, you're still $900 a month just electricity,
Right?
pure.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, I know. So
Yeah.
a lot more work is even coming from those areas.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yep. LED WP is super expensive. In fact, every time I get a customer from that territory, it's not even a question of, hey, I need solar. It's when can you put it in?
I normally have that, except for one individual.
procrastinator?
This guy boggles my mind. There's a joke that a comic I like said. He said, I thought I was a procrastinator, but my friend Winnie, he procrastinated so much he got a birthmark when he was 8. It's just like, and this guy's that guy.
Nice.
Super nice guy.
Yep.
2 years ago got a hold of me.
2 years?
2 years ago, met him through a friend, and I gave him a quote.
Unbelievable.
We were, believe it or not, I don't care. I'll say the name. He got quotes from various companies and
Sunrun.
Yeah, something like that. And we were, believe it or not, we were $10,000 less back then than even them, with a system that was better. We calculated, you know how we calculate how many kilowatt hours per month a panel? They were using these old REC things. I calculated 38 kilowatt hours a month is what each panel. We went through the whole thing and worked it out. Instead of ours, 65 to 73 kilowatt hours a month, right? So anyway, and he almost signed it didn't. Then a year later, the next summer, almost signed it didn't. Then he came back in December and begged us to come back. You got to do it. His bills in the summer are $1,200 a month.
What?
Electricity only. His low bill is like $500 or $600 a month.
And he drives a Yeager.
No. Now he asked us to come back and
Shit, he could have paid for it by now.
I've got to do it. There's no way I can go through another summer. I'm retired now. My house is getting paid off. I can't afford this $1,000+ a month.
Wow.
And he didn't sign.
He could have paid for it in those 2 years that he could have saved and not avoided energy costs.
He's one of the mysteries of the world. Like,
wow.
The horse to water but can't make him drink. And I just basically said at that point, I've been back 3 times in 2 years. All right. With our loans, we got him such a fantastic. He was pure solar, so he would see the most savings. He wasn't adding a bunch of other things into the deal. So I'm sitting there looking at what the payments were going to be, and he's like, "Oh yeah," but he's just.
Do you think he turned around with that proposal and went to somebody else?
No, because he's a partner of mine's brother-in-law. And he knows, and he just said,
"That would be a cardinal sin."
He's the hardest man in the world to kind of look. I don't need to sell him. I'm trying to help him. But if he can't help himself, but for the most part, you're right. Like, people look at the deal and they go, "Oh God, that's less than half that I'm paying. Why wouldn't I do it?" Yeah. And then we still got the 30% ITC, the investment tax.
Yeah. The
credit.
sad part is that he was come from a friend of a friend,
a very good friend,
and he had a lot of influence and all the right stuff right in front of him. And he still couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen. We're in April, so watch around June when he gets that $1,200 a month payment.
He's going to be squealing.
Yeah, but I mean, there's only he actually offered to pay for my time to come by. He was going to give me like $500.
You should have took him up on that. He's going to give me like
$500 for all the times I've been out there, and I'm like, that's not the point.
Yeah, no, I want $1,000.
No. I'm there to help you. Look. And that's the thing I always tell people. If you're, anybody hears this, solar is nothing you're spending money on.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you're going to add to your house that isn't costing you anything. You're taking money you're already spending, and you're going to use less of it, and you're going to put it over on a loan, and you're going to own it. If you want to remodel a kitchen, you're spending money. Putting a roof on, you're spending money. If you're putting new AC, you're spending money, but not with solar.
They're not going to make you money. They're not going to create money. No. See, a lot of people don't realize that solar makes dollars.
Yes.
It spins your meter backwards.
And every year, it gets 7% more valuable as the utility goes up 7%. So it actually appreciates in value. What appreciates in value? Well, it's certainly not the car in your driveway.
Name one thing in your house besides your house.
But really, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. Everything else uses energy. This creates energy.
Exactly.
So it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, but it just comes down like we always talk. We gotta get in the house or the business and educate them. So once they see it and they see the difference in the numbers, normally I've only had the one guy that just was like, How can I help you? I can't help you unless you pull the trigger on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just basically front loading your electricity in exchange for a dollar amount per month that is going to be cheaper than your electric bill anyways.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you go down that path? I don't understand how some people...
Yeah. It's ridiculous, really.
So I was with the realtors last night.
Okay.
And that was their question.
What's the consensus?
Well, so their question is this, they wanted to know, they're still trying to get educated. So their question was, so is it at what size of a house does it make sense? I go, it's not about the size of the house. It's not about square footage. It's about usage. I've seen 1,600 square foot homes with bigger bills than 3,000 square foot homes. Just depends on what you're doing, right? So I started to tell them about it because that's what they're trying to figure out. And at the end of it, he said, so you're telling me like 85, 90% of homes almost would save money. And
Absolutely.
I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, that's a no-brainer. So they wanted to, that's what they were trying to gauge, because they do get people that once they buy a house, and you've seen this too. I've had many customers come in and they've just bought the house and they want us to calculate their solar. I've had a few people that I've talked to and they go, yeah, I want solar. I just bought a house. I go, oh, so how long have you been in? Oh no, I get the keys on Thursday.
Right.
But they're already thinking ahead. And when you ask them what it is, they said, well, because that's my next biggest bill.
Those are educated people.
They've really done their homework and they're going to save immediately. And so I was explaining that to them because they can use us as a preferred installer and contract to them, and they can refer us to the people that are buying.
See, I hate to say this. I just took my real estate course, right? And I'll be testing for my DRE, which is my Department of Real Estate license.
Right.
And I have to admit, man, there's not a lot of brilliant people out there in the real estate business because they're so afraid of their own shadow. And if you're a real estate professional, that means that's a hobby. And everybody else is doing a primary job, and they just want to fill in the blanks by, oh, I'll become a realtor.
It does happen.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Everybody I've spoke to is like that.
I know a number of people that they have their own business and they're a real estate agent.
I mean, when somebody tells me these days, I'm a real estate person or a loan company, loan shark or whatever the hell they are, I just look at them. Yeah. I just look at them. I put my hands up just like the dealer, when you're playing craps, he kind of claps it back and forth.
Yeah.
I look at them and I say, I don't have any time.
Yeah.
Because they're so decombobulated in their brain, and they don't understand it.
And it's going to get a little more dicey.
Oh, is that going to be a lien on the property? Come on, really?
Well, it's going to only get more dicey as the market kind of adjusts, because it is going to adjust. There's going to be some level of adjustment. It's not going to be like 2008 adjustment, but there's going to be some level of adjustment.
They were saying that there's going to be a 40% decrease in house value because that'll make houses affordable now.
Right.
So if the interest rate's not coming down, it came down, I think it went up like 0.25% recently. So now it's at what, 6?
Yeah, something has to happen. Either
5.9, 6%.
When the prices go up, the interest rates have to get lower, or vice versa.
You can't do both at the same time.
No, the market will just dry up.
It will just implode.
Yeah.
Is what it'll do. Yeah. And have you noticed a lot of apartments going up lately?
Tons. But what you were just talking about, what's good for some businesses like ours, which does solar and contracting, general contracting, is there are more people trying to just say, well, I can't afford, so I'm going to stay in my house and fix it up. I'm going to stay in this house. I'm going to put solar on it. That's happening more, I think, because people are like, I can't go out and buy something now. Look at where the market is.
Your house is one of the biggest investments besides your family that you'll ever make.
Oh, yeah, financially. Yeah, absolutely.
It's the biggest financial opportunity ever.
Right.
So, I'm actually partnered up with house flipping as well. Mm-hmm. And I've seen the pros and the cons about house flipping. You're buying all these houses. Now you got to repair the sewer. That's $12,000.
Well, yeah.
Just other things like that. Oh, I'm making $1,500 a month. I just got foobarred because I had to do something to the home, right?
Yeah.
But they're paying the equity, the payments, right? Which is kind of neat. Even if they do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a plus.
Yeah.
Right? So the housing market is where to be. It's just that, man, you got to think smart.
Yeah.
And, most everybody uses their houses as piggy banks anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you listen to some of the real estate guys I'm talking to, or the developers who have large sums of money they put out to build those apartment buildings and things like that, they're all looking at it a little differently now because they know the market's a little squishy. And they don't know exactly where they should be putting their money.
Well, you got the federal government, letting everybody out of prison. So they need to put people somewhere.
Well, it's just but it's population too. We got more people living 5, 6, 7 people to the house than we used to.
I'm seeing that quite often.
Empty nesters aren't as empty as before because sometimes the kids have to stay home longer.
The housing market
and contribute to the house.
Yep, the housing market is changing dramatically.
Yeah.
So hopefully, in the next couple of years, it'll get flattened out again. Interest rates will come down I'm thinking 3 years, and that was as of January this year.
Yeah.
3 years, the interest rate will come down, and the housing market is not going to come down too much. I'm thinking 10% overall.
Well, and you look at people building apartment buildings, it's because they can get so much rent now. If the houses are expensive, they've got no problem renting apartments out for $2,500 a month.
Well, anybody out there listening already understands that rent is not cheap.
It's not. It's getting more and more money. And if the housing prices were lower, rent would be lower.
It would be lower.
Okay.
But it's not.
But when it's up there, they can charge whatever the heck they
it
want.
FUBARs the entire
like right
scale.
now, people I know, including myself, you get $2,200 a month. You're like, oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, that's for my closet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll rent my closet out to
Yeah,
you.
you're lucky.
You got to
if
sleep standing up, though.
Yeah, you're lucky if it's decent size or a nice place. So
we hang upside down.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
But solar is, I keep saying it, solar's gonna have
It is-
a long market arc.
It is the best investment you can ever do besides buying a home.
Yeah. It is the only thing that helps you manage the home for less and continue to cost less. It should be a no-brainer.
Remember we talked about this 10 years ago? We were just dabbling in this. And after electricity, the next biggest thing within 5 years is going to be water.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Water bills are high. Gas bills are going up.
Victorville, the average water bill is $300 to $500 a month.
Yeah. Isn't
That's
that crazy?
on top of their stuff that they got to pay.
Oh, it's crazy.
So let me get this straight. No wonder people are moving out of California and going to some states. I mean, we look at properties all the time, right?
Yeah.
Georgia, for example.
Yeah.
An $800,000 house in Georgia, which you would think, well, it's over here in Southern California, like, that's not too big, right?
Right.
But this house has 8,000 square feet, 3 levels. It's got a kitchen, a formal living room, everything on the basement, including master bedrooms. Yeah. And the front area has 30-foot ceilings with foyers and, wraparound staircases. Yeah. It's like 90210, right? And then the third level is even crazier.
No, it's crazy what you get.
Chandeliers, in-depth ceilings. I'm just like, oh, and they're on 5 acres.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, seriously, dude? Yeah. I mean, if I dug up my little house in Fontucky and dropped it on a piece of property,
it would look like the guest house.
How much is the?
It would look like the guest house.
How much are the tax payments on that thing?
Well, it's 0.85%. In California, it's 1.35%.
Yeah.
So here's the problem: when you buy a house, a lot of people are not. If you're not doing principal, interest, taxes, and insurance,
right,
you're going to hose yourself. Because you need to know what that monthly payment's going to be. A lot of these people don't calculate what the taxes are going to be.
I know some people that have some larger homes, and their property tax annually is between $15,000 to $18,000 a year.
It's unbelievable. So let's just say this guy wants to gamble.
It's like buying a Honda Civic every year.
Let's just say this guy wants to gamble.
when you think about that, on top of it. So there's another.
So imagine if you already are buying the house.
So you got someone that
on top of it.
Exactly.
Let's just take case in point.
Yeah.
Rancho Cucamonga. This guy's traded up all his life. He goes, wow, there's this house I really want to get. It just came on the market at 1.35% at $1.5 million. It's $21,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's without increases.
Yeah.
It's almost $2,000 a month. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
Well, that's
I got to make my house payment now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I got to get electricity for that thing.
Doesn't the word
no
mortgage
wonder they rent out for about $4,000.
Yeah. Hello.
Right.
It's better to rent it than it is to actually own it.
It is better. I know someone right now that
well, you leave all the liability to the landlord.
They're renting a house.
Yep.
They're renting a house, and it's a nice house.
Yep.
In a great area, and he's renting the house for $6,500 a month.
Get the front door out.
But he's happy. You know why he said he's happy? But the owner put solar on, so I get electricity for free. Oh my God, $6,500.
Well, that's a benefit.
I should have a limo service out taking me back and forth for my groceries.
It was a positive for
Where does this guy live?
He's out towards the Woodland Hills area.
So is he a crack dealer or a porn star or something like that?
Real estate.
Real estate?
He's in between because he's moved here and he didn't want to buy quite yet, so he's renting it. He just says it's a beautiful house.
So he's dabbling in the California market.
He's here, but he loved the house so much he just said, I'll just rent it and I'll buy another property when I'm ready.
So he doesn't even live there.
But he's got he lives there, but $6,500 a month. I mean, that's just to rent.
Just to rent.
But here's the thing, like what you were just saying.
And like $300 a day or something like that.
But keep this in mind, right? Like you just said, you go buy that big house, right? And then your property tax. So if he goes and buys a house that's got $4,000 a month payment, and his property tax is $2,000 a month, and his electricity bill's $1,000 a month. Just look at how expensive that is.
Once everything is said and done.
So he's like $6,500. I don't pay anything else.
That's before you get water, toilet paper, or anything else for the house.
Those type of people are the ones eating top ramen.
Yeah, they're not going to Costco, baby. They're going over to 99-cent store, right?
They're doing 7-day fasts, eating top ramen.
Well, this guy isn't.
That's what they're doing.
He's okay, but yeah, a lot
and then they get to turn around and go, we spent $6,500 this month.
No, but
in rent.
But that's the thing, right? People don't realize the property tax is so big. So house payment, property tax, and then you've got your, solar can help that because your electricity bill's big. Then you got people switching to EVs to reduce the gas cost. But if you get EVs and you're not putting solar in your house,
yeah, it's kind of counterproductive, right?
You know what I mean? But if you do, this is the most economical you could do is make your house very efficient. Use solar to power your house and your car. And that's the best way you can save. But yeah, a lot of people don't talk about property tax. It's huge.
Another state you want to move to is Texas. Property taxes are through the yin yang. Oh, we don't have any state tax.
Yeah, so they get
but your property tax is 12%. I'm just kidding, but it's high, right? I mean, come on over. We'll give you the keys.
I just can't leave California.
Really? No, here's the best state.
If I leave California, I'm going to leave the country.
My brother Steve is one of the smartest people on the planet, and I hope he's listening because I'm going to send him this link. Steve, I'm thinking about you right now, right? He lives in Temecula with his parents and brothers and sisters and stuff for years. And one day, and this was about 30 years ago, he kept telling me, I mean, I probably mentioned it to you guys. My brother Steve's been talking about this property in Arizona for years. 30 years to be exact.
Oh, yeah, you've told me about that. Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago, finally moved to Arizona. Uh-huh. His property tax is 0.5%.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He goes, hey, bro, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. I put down $150. My payment is $515 per month.
So he waited 30 years to do that?
PITI.
30 years before he did that?
$150 on a property that was $165 probably.
No, the property was worth $300,000.
So if it took him
it's only $150,000. People buy that for cars.
Yeah, but
are you kidding me? So my brother has this perfect scenario. His wife is now receiving their Social Security. He's receiving it. I go, Steve, you're living like a king. He goes, oh, hell yeah, I am. Are you kidding me? That's just beautiful, dude.
So what does he do during the day?
Nothing.
Doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to even think about doing stuff. He likes fishing.
You spend all that money to do nothing.
He likes fishing.
You said, though, it took him almost 30 years to make that decision?
Well,
so this guy that's been trying to get solar for me for 2 years, maybe in about a decade, he might come back and want it.
28 more years.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, so don't give up hope. No.
Yeah. That's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, it is what it is. Now, here's another touchy subject that kind of ruffles your feathers, Rob.
Me? Oh.
My feathers.
Oh, okay.
And Shaun, we all deal with it, right?
I'm curious as to what this is.
I'll just mention this. These flaky solar salesmen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's should be a mute subject. Because we're in the business, we're not just doing solar, we do home improvement, right?
Yeah.
But when we run into these situations, you and I just came out of one to where this bozo was charging $110,000.
Well, about $100,000 above probably what should have been charged.
Here's the shady.
And I want to be very careful how we talk about it in case that individual or someone's listening, but that to me is price gouging. That to me is a lot of unethical.
Well,
type
let's talk
behavior.
about the unethics really quick.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention who, but their company starts with a P and ends in an R. You guys figure it out, right? Sounds like something like that. But anyways, doesn't matter. He's doing these things under the table, adding money to the top of that, giving a customer a kickback, financial kickback, and financing that stuff.
Well,
really?
Just keep in mind too that company you're kind of did mention, but you weren't. That's not necessarily. It's still the.
They got to police this stuff.
No, it's the individual that was really the biggest problem because
they got to police this stuff.
If an individual was writing a deal, no matter who they brought it to, the difference is if that individual wrote that deal and they brought it to us, we'd look at it like. You're crazy, right?
Well, first and foremost,
you can't try to gouge and there's so many people that do try to do this, but that was so egregious that
that's an understatement.
Anybody should go ahead and shoot that down, and that's a problem. People like that give. There's a couple things. That person gives the industry a bad name. I'm watching something else that's bothering me right now. People that represent good products, right, and they're undersizing their systems.
You're talking about the YouTube free solar videos?
No, those are criminal, and they should be shutting them down. Anybody out there telling you it's free is lying. I got a free Mercedes for you too in the parking lot. Come pick the keys up. No, it's a lie. It's all a lie. But what bothers me is I'm watching people that represent decent companies as a dealer, and they're putting together quotes that are 86%. Like, they're not 100% offset.
So why would you design a system for somebody that's not 100% offset?
So I just came across, this happened 3 or 4 times in a row. We got all the deals from this company eventually. But the problem was I watched somebody that said, well, this is your usage. So you are 96% offset. And then this deal is 110% offset. And I said, that's not your usage. Your usage is 2,000 kilowatt hours more than what they quoted. So if I put a lower consumption in there, I could easily look like I'm 110%.
Is this one of those things where they put one of those pressure cups on the arm and they go, oh, let me guess, your house is about 86% needs solar.
No, but so what they're doing is they're doing it to make their payments look lower.
Oh wow!
Because you know everyone's going to get their true up in 1 year, and they're going to call that company back in a year, say, why am I paying $800 to Edison at the end of the year, and that salesperson's not there any longer.
Yeah, fly-by salesman is gone.
Right. They got revolving doors at these places. Unfortunately, people that have never sold before almost anything, people that have never sold solar or understand it, but they do a tier shaving. Remember? Used to do that we used to only do that when our panels weren't big enough to offset 100%. They're using it to make their payment look better than the competitor. But if you look at the deal, it's not better.
And they probably base the system size also off of aesthetics.
They could.
How convenient, right?
Yeah.
Well, just to, they're all about making it look nice. I'm not against nice.
No, I come from an architectural background. I want it to look nice, but you can accomplish
our systems
both.
look bitchin'.
Oh yeah, I mean our systems look good.
But here's the sad part. These are companies that have been around for a long time, and they're not policing these things. No. They're just letting them fly through the door, and hey, don't worry about it. The customer signed. We got their contract. Here's the issue: they sell that paper to banks.
Yeah.
And then these banks, people are going, no, I'm not paying that bill.
And you know what's crazy is I've come across 4 in a row. I won't mention the product name, but it's like considered the best panel.
It was the best panel.
Well, it's been caught, but people will know. And it's because they sell only through a dealership network. Right. So you could have a great product, right? But your dealership network is not acting appropriately. There's no reason with the power panels today to not do a 100% system unless it's really a tweaked out roof. But for the majority of people, this, we're able to do that. And if we're having a problem, it's a 2-story, so we got a little less roof space, we'll put a whole house fan in there to cut some of the consumption down, and then we still can get 100% offset.
Imagine that.
These guys don't even know how to calculate that.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating for me.
Home improvements, right?
Yeah, it's frustrating for me because I'm watching these deals and these people make claims, and you're like, no, that's not right, and that's not right.
That's
okay,
wrong.
so this is what you do.
Yeah.
And then, well, how come they didn't tell me that? Well, either they didn't know it or they didn't feel telling you was going to sell it.
But they showed up.
I'd rather not sell it if it's not right.
Yeah, they showed up with a fancy shirt and one of these little Yugos, and they're solar experts. And these some of these guys just got out of college, or
it's like
they're just
re-educating the dead on how to walk.
Yeah, they're just kicked to the curb by Company X.
Well,
Company Y picks them up because they got a good sales, run, and then they lie to other people.
Well, and one of the things too that's really kind of problematic is a company will go get a kiosk in stores like the Home Depots and the Costco's. So what happens then is those companies automatically are seen as an endorsement of that company. They're not endorsing shit, excuse my language. They're getting a kickback on every sale that's going through, right? So if Sunrun's sitting in a Costco and they make a sale,
but you know what they get?
Costco's getting something for that sale.
Costco and Home Depot get 15% of the gross amount.
Yeah,
and that's a fact.
No, I know this because
I used to be with Home Depot.
I used to sell solar that impacted Home Depot, and I knew a manager, and they would tell me how much they made that month just from our solar sales.
You can't get into Costco without giving them 15% of your soul.
But it sets up a thing where they think...
Yeah, but that's what makes the hot dogs just $2.
That's true, with a drink. But that's why you can get a pizza the size of the size of your table for $9.99.
Oh my God!
No, but that's the problem is they see it like it's endorsed, like a Costco's behind it, it's got to be good. No, one of the companies there is the person that tried to overcharge almost $12,000 on a system.
$12,000?
There's $12,000 more than our bid, and their panels were like great 3 years ago, maybe, or 4 years ago.
Those are the ones that were stuffed in a warehouse.
They're using 325 panels.
What?
And this is within the last year.
That's incredible.
I saw it on a quote. It was stupid.
Imagine how many of these poor customers are getting shafted.
Or you see they do still a lease type thing. It is, and so it makes us upset because we're consumers too, right?
They got a 25-year warranty, but they've been boxed up for 10.
No, I think of it from the vantage point of the salesperson. Obviously, there's not a lot of moral problems they're dealing with if they can look the customer in the face.
What do you say, Rob?
Now listen, hold on one second. Hold on. Now, there are those who are taught one particular way, and if they're grafted into that thought process, after a while that becomes a norm for them where they believe what they've been taught as being truth when that may not necessarily be
You mean
the
pathological?
Case. Or looked at differently, and then they go out and espouse that to other people, and then they start seeding the population with, "Oh, this is the way solar should be," when that's not the fact.
I'm going to give you the one word that drives all of that. There's one word.
Yeah, I know. It starts with the G, right?
Nope.
I thought it started with an R.
Nope, both wrong.
Wow.
Q. Quotas.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a quota here.
Yeah.
If you don't sell, you starve. But we don't have a
That's
quota. That's
a hell of a quota.
No, okay. But when you're looking at, I've been at companies where
no, you're right.
The person setting appointments in a store like a Home Depot or Costco have to hit between 60 to 80 appointments a month.
A month. Really?
The salesperson has to close a minimum of 10 or 12 a month, but normally it's 10 at least. The person that set the appointment, 10 of those 80 have to close. Otherwise, they're all fired.
But listen to
they go on PIP, they go on a PIP within 3 months, and they're gone.
Listen.
So it drives them having to sell.
The biggest headache, though, is whoever's managing all those people. Because all they do is they go in and go, all right, Chris, today you're supposed to get 15 of those, and if we don't get those by 3 o'clock, you're out the door.
No, exactly.
Oh, thanks.
Now you have the pressure, even though psychologically I'm hoping you accomplish what I'm trying to achieve because I got people asking me to do
So I'm going to pull every bag out of the trick out of the bag and try to close.
And the problem is,
people mill.
Yes.
A people mill. I like that.
And the problem with that is that's what causes commission breath. That's what causes.
Tell them what commission breath is, Rob.
No, it's just the guy.
Well, just look at his microphone.
No, but you know what I mean.
What is commission breath?
Well, commission breath is just they're so hungry for a sale you can almost smell it on their breath. We don't sell like that. We educate here.
You would sell somebody if they can fog.
Oh well, no,
mirror?
that's the other thing too. They used to say qualifying if they could fog a mirror. You set an appointment. No, there's about 7 questions. You ask them if they're all the right answers, then going in, there's no way you can't save them money. You know it right from the beginning. They're going to save money.
They come up with a stethoscope.
But these
let
other
me check
people,
your heart real
let me ask
quick.
you a question.
Well, they put them in a yes mode.
Yeah, but this man or woman, right, who's selling, they're not meeting their quota. They got a house or apartment payment. They got to provide food, right, for their family, and they're told if you don't get this many sales by the end of the week, you're gone. They're selling deals they shouldn't be selling.
They're doing hat tricks if they shouldn't be.
No, because you shouldn't sell something that isn't good for the customer.
Right.
It has to be good for the customer, period. Because you know what? When a customer calls in, they're not complaining that, your system's underproducing, because we all know ours pretty much always overproduce. But you've got to do it right. And that's what's happening in these companies.
Hey, Shaun,
we never get that
we get calls, right?
We don't really get that type of a call.
No, not for us, but we get calls, right, of people calling in and going,
my system's not working?
Yes.
Yeah, or the guy that installed it last year is no longer on this planet, or the company that supported him filed bankruptcy,
or the person they bought through is out of Utah. And
he's a
they're
sales
contracting
guy.
to a local, and they take no responsibility once it's sold and installed.
And he did
They're
it on
call the installer.
And he did it on a Zoom call.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Seriously?
care where you are.
Come on.
I travel to your house because I want to meet you. I want to see what you're trying to gain from this. Obviously, you want to save money. I want to go in and try to help that. But the problem is when you have to hit quotas, they're selling stuff they shouldn't be selling.
I was going to say, I think every customer that I've ever dealt with on a video type situation, I've ended up meeting anyways.
Yeah.
I think I've been on 3 videos, and they were never customers. They were these crappy lead generation companies.
Yeah.
That's another segment, right,
I'm
Rob?
a person. I'm a people person. I need to meet you. I'm going to come out. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to talk about stuff. I want.
You got to take pictures.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you one person we're going to be installing here in the next few weeks or whatever. I spoke to yesterday. I won't mention names, but he's just like, yeah, you got to come out, and I need a bunch of flyers. I got neighbors and stuff all want it. You guys are awesome, and so that's what happens when you do good by people. They spread the word. They can make a little referral money. Obviously, no one gets mad if you're saving them money, But there's some people out there not doing it right.
And you know what? The cool thing about it is we got customers knocking on the door saying, hey, I want to come in and get some coffee. How you guys doing?
Yeah. Come on in.
I mean, seriously, come on down and actually touchy-feely the whole thing.
See the equipment on the walls.
I'll even give you some chocolate Hershey Kisses
we got
and
popcorn,
an espresso.
We got some drinks, an espresso bar. Come on in. No, but that's what's frustrating out there is either seeing people that are selling what they don't understand, or they're selling because there's a gun to their head because they're going to lose their job.
They're going to lose their job.
We don't have that situation here. We sell if it makes sense.
Here's another sad part. And these guys are out there just, doing this quota thing you talked about, right? Yeah. They're not making enough money.
No.
They got to really understand what this stuff costs. And do we disclose that to you guys?
Yeah.
You guys know everything down to the strand of wire that we use
everything
for stuff because we've been doing it. I don't know.
But we think like contractors.
How much experience is in this from? Either 30, 40, 50, 60, 70.
When you add us all up,
We're about 80 years old in this room, something like that.
Going great.
80? Are you kidding me? I got 2 60-year-olds.
Hey, I'm not
that's
there.
wrong,
I'm not there
man.
yet.
What?
No,
I'm not
I
quite
thought you
there.
were 60.
I'm gonna be 62 this January.
Okay. And Rob?
I still feel 30 though.
How old are you?
Do I look 30?
59.
No.
Yeah, don't put me into the 60 club yet.
You got what?
I'm forever
4
59.
3 months.
I'll be forever 59. They got forever
You're July.
21.
Are you July?
October.
Okay, so you're not far, pal.
No, I'm not that far.
You're literally senior citizen approved.
I should have had my AARP long ago, right? I could have got that at 55, I think.
You know that bugs me the most when I go to a movie theater and this kid that looks like they're 7 looks at me and he goes, would you like to get a senior discount? I said, no, I want to pay double.
Yeah.
Let me the hell in, kid.
Why would you do that?
Why not?
Why not just get your discount and shut up?
Oh, man. I don't even like to hear that stuff.
Who cares? At least he's
my
asking.
God.
Look, you're going to come to a point when they're like, oh, you're not asking.
He doesn't have a walker. He can't get a discount.
Well, that and that's the thing though too. I'm coming across. It just reminds me. I'm coming across a lot of older people that they're trying to pay the house off. They're getting there, so they want to go ahead and they want to get the solar done, because then if they can get that under control and the house is paid for, then all they have is their property tax every year. you know? So,
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's a smart way to think, you know? But
Taking pictures, sorry.
yeah, no worries. But it's a great thing. I'm seriously 85+% of the people can save money. You just got to be with the right company that knows how to do it.
Just got to be with the right company that actually cares about a customer's feelings and their pocketbook at the same time.
Well, and if you look at the percentage of our work, how much comes from referrals, we must be doing something good.
Here's the crazy part. I don't know why on this planet commercial business owners seriously aren't banging the doors down to get this stuff done, to save 64 cents on every dollar spent.
Because they think they have to spend money. What the whole thing is, remember when I used to tell you, we need to be approaching businesses not as a solar installer. We need to approach them as a business advisor. Remember, we would go back to the old saying.
No, true.
There's only
Right.
two ways to make more money in a company: earn more or keep more of what you earned.
Right.
And so if we can help them on their bills, we're basically widening their profit margin. Now, if you have that conversation with the CFO and they actually know how to be a CFO, they're going to listen.
Yeah.
How many people get to write off 64 cents on every dollar spent? That's going to also lock in your energy rate so it doesn't go up 7% a year. It is a no-brainer,
Yeah.
but these people, they're not educated in it yet. And we still have to get it out there to the people.
I'm actually working on one right now with a friend named Henry. Henry does outside sales and stuff like that. This is a cannabis grow building that's just about ready to get their license. I call it popping their cherry with the Department of Justice. And they just bought this building. The girl is 43 years old. And Henry is all excited. The engineer's doing the plans and everything else. And then when they talk about solar, they go, huh?
Yeah.
Really? Do they understand exactly how much that electric bill is going to be?
I hope they did a performa on that.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be steep.
They got to cycle the air once every hour,
No.
24 hours a day.
No, in some cases it's a cycle almost 6 times an hour.
6 times an hour?
I know someone that has a building,
Jeez.
and the lighting
Okay.
and the lighting inside is
Has to be
almost the strength of like an
12
operating
noon,
room.
right? It's got
Yeah,
to be
it's
12
bright
noon all the time, so it grows.
Yeah, there's a little rat in the corner. He's strung out because that light never goes off. So when you look at that, it's really expensive. Now the good news is, you know how there's demand charge because of spikes.
Yeah.
There's not really spikes because it never goes off.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a constant.
I think of stuff like that, and it's like, what would solve that are a bunch of solar tubes
Yeah. Right.
for the lighting.
yeah, no, and they do some of that. It depends on the building. If
They've
have
got
this-
these new LED ones too that are
yeah,
a lot better than,
yeah. But all night long they keep those lights on,
24-hour grow.
and then the water or the misting or whatever they're going to do, and
The
then
hydronics.
they could do
hydroponics.
hydroponics.
Yep.
I've done both. I've actually done hydroponics and aeroponics.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've grown aeroponics where you just open
Water
up these
and air.
cabinets and
Nice.
you just see all the roots hanging.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing because I worked for a company that made fog.
Okay. Fog?
It was actually considered fog because the water droplet was so small. Scientifically, it wasn't considered mist.
Wow. What a trip.
I think they're still around.
Wow.
So yeah,
There's a company that makes a tube that all the plants are mounted inside of the tube, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes in a circle, but in the center of the tube is the lighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
son of a
So
gun.
it's kind of like it's its own interior
Little,
planet. and it's
Yeah.
wow.
and it'll grow right.
Has its
towards
own
the light.
environment.
Yep.
yeah. These growers are a good market. They should be getting into solar because when they start seeing their bill, depending on how big their facility is,
And they have misters and all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy
yeah,
setups, growing tomatoes.
this is a big industry. Growing is a huge industry, and they're going to have a big bill, and they should have figured that out before they bought the building.
No,
And-
but what's funny
but
is like
the
to
profit
us,
margins
to
are
us,
still
when
great.
we hear that and we find out that we can obviously save them a lot of money,
Yeah.
provided we can get the right people to listen and go down the path that we would like them to in order to help them out.
Right.
Obviously help us, of course.
Yeah.
But I think of that and I'm like, yeah, the no-brainer that was not factored into thinking about the electrical cost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Something like that.
That
It's just
doesn't that like make your entire market just
Insane.
like totally just get skewed? You know, you're looking at your pro forma, profit and loss, business, you know, all this stuff. And, oh, I forgot that electric bill that's $7,000 a month.
Oh, easy. Yeah, no, easy.
That takes my pro forma and throws that down the toilet.
Yeah. Well, so they're an easy group to target, you know, because you're going to save them money, which just gives them a bigger margin.
Here's another one. Church 501c3s.
Yeah.
Why our churches do not have solar, I don't get it.
Well, the downside is only that they can't take advantage of a tax incentive, but it's because they don't pay taxes. But yeah, they should.
There are companies that will give them power purchase agreements.
Sure, absolutely.
That will put that into play to make their life a little bit easier.
God said, let there be light. Take advantage of it.
Right?
Right.
That's 20% off the top.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So take advantage of all that. Churches out there, man, jump on this. Business owners,
businesses that
do
have,
it.
or like even garage or mechanic shops that have compressors, any place that has heating or refrigeration, any of those things that drive up a lot of power, or people that are, you know, they have office buildings, but they're 24/7. I mean, they keep them on because they have multiple shifts. All these companies could be looking at it, you know?
It's the way to go, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
All right, one more thing. Now, Shaun and I get this all the time. How many emails do you get? I mean, you get an email and you get bombarded with junk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 95%. All my stuff are from these bozo companies. What is that? trendysolar.com or evaluationsolarleads.com or what is that? fubarsolarleads.com. I literally get call after call. I don't think that people from India call me anymore because I'm so rude on the phone. You know, it's just that we have to.
Because they found out you were getting other calls.
They were jealous?
Yep.
Oh, my God. But literally, how many times have we spent thousands of dollars? In the beginning, you're naive, right?
Yeah.
So any solar company out there, any company that's buying these leads from XYZ, I even get them free from Home Depot and they suck. You know, I mean, we had this one, somebody appointments, starts with the C. Okay, I'll say it, you know, something appointments.
Contractors appointments.
Well, you know, the thing is,
who you're talking about?
I could be, but you know, 230 leads later. How many heartbeats did we get out of that, Shaun? Here, let me put the right tone on. Hang on one second.
He likes his sound effects.
This is good. Hang on.
Here's the thing. Okay, if I had a company,
there
right?
You go.
If a company can generate. If a company was really generating solid leads.
Oh my God.
Right?
They are generating solid leads, but they're crap.
No. But I mean leads from people that are well qualified. They know they're gonna.
Oh my God.
They've got the right credit. They've got the right need. They've got a big enough bill. They're gonna save money. If I had a company that was doing that, why the hell would I be selling it? I'd be installing all of them.
Right. They'd be making, hey, listen, here's the irony.
I'd just be calling up a contractor saying, I've already closed these. I need you to partner with me to put them in. Why would I say, hey, you go try to deal with this? You know, it's like the guy that gives you something on the street, you know, a flyer, and you're like, it's like giving me something to, here, you go throw that away. You know it's just, why do that? If you really had real leads, you wouldn't have to sell them. You'd be installing them.
You know what the latest thing I do is? I do something totally out, just off the cuff. And, you know, these guys get like $85 a lead. Some are less, right? Yeah. Some are more. I tell them this.
He's going to tell us how he's going to ruin them.
If your stuff is so good, put some skin in the game. And when they close, I'll give you $2,000.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
That never happens.
It never happens.
I mean, how many times have we said that?
Yeah, so it never happens because they don't want to go out and do it.
100? You know, I don't get any calls from Bangladesh anymore.
25 time markup, and they still won't take the deal.
You know why?
So $80 some odd or $100 a lead.
You know why? Because this same list is B2B. Remember, there's only enough businesses or enough people at the same address. Yeah. What they do is they pass this, this list along, right?
Yeah.
And then they're called extraordinaryleads.com.
But keep in mind, if they sell
filibusterleads.com.
If they sell 1,000 leads,
MickeyMouseLeads.com.
and just get $50. Do the
Oh
math.
yeah, I mean it's just incredible.
They just made 50 grand.
I looked at
and
Shaun
nobody
and
got
I was,
installed.
I looked at Shaun and I was
Nobody
like,
got helped.
"Hey, let's get into this, man."
No, just call it what it is. Badleads.com.
Hey, there it is, badleads.com.
I mean, they might as well be honest with
that's
it.
a great thing.
what you
Somebody
have-
owns
what
it.
companies?
I'm sure they wouldn't. Who would go to it?
See what
Sucker solar companies and
you have
roofers that are
yeah.
busted.
So you have to do it organically. You have to get into businesses that complement yours, and that what they do might need what you do, and you can push work their way. They could push work your way, because these lead companies, I'll agree, none of them have done anything.
I used to think that was something that was actually,
but
practiced. You got your Facebook, your Instagram.
It's a difficult job, man.
We're going to LinkedIn, and all you get is
when I was with SunPower,
too difficult.
When I was with SunPower, they brought it all in from the web, and they had real leads, and 50% were no good, but 50% always closed, because they had really good leads. They had people that would type in, what's one of the best solar panels in the world? And they would pop up and they go fill out a little form, and boom, that was given, especially to us when we were directly working for them. And those, we could close 20 a month.
Listen, any customer that goes to Google and types that term, and then on the left-hand side it says add. Keep scrolling down and go to those companies that really, really want to work for your business.
Yeah.
Those other guys are freaking.
They're on that page because they actually are.
What do they call it? What do they call those? Splash pages or what do they
call
them?
Pages?
Squeeze pages, right?
Squeeze page.
All they're squeezing is every dime they can get out of your shorts by the time they're done. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, you got to be careful, man. And, I used to think that social media, just put, now you got everybody out there, you got these narcissists, constantly taking pictures of themselves. Hey, I'm so cool today. It's disgusting. I don't like to see that anymore. Yeah. You can't go to these places. It's all turned into a freaking Match.com, to be honest with you. It's a joke. So
that's what we need. We need a Match.com for businesses. What you do and what you do matches. Maybe you guys could work together.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, we just did that, right?
So.
Oh, interesting.
It just complicates an industry.
Disgusting at best, right?
Because
So forget social media.
A lot of people can save with solar. It's just, you can't believe how many, every time I'm going now, the last ones we've just sold, they've had at least 3 quotes from other people. Now, they feel free to send them to me. I'm like, if you trust me, go ahead. They send them to me, and I look at them, and I'm just amazed at how bad the quotes are.
Yeah, just terrible, right?
Yeah. It's just like they didn't know what they were even doing.
So
one of customers are vetting, what's going out there, you know? So this last customer is the same exact way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Yours is kind of semi-educated. You know what I mean?
Well,
which is kind of nice. He's did his research. He's checked our license. He's checked our workers' compensation, general liability, bond. I mean, the guy went through the ringer.
Good on
but
him. That's good.
You know what? If a company doesn't have all those ready for you when you ask for them, they don't really know the company they're working for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it, right?
No, exactly.
And a lot of these sales reps, are you still running into people without being HIS licensed?
Well, I don't really check that. I have mine in my pocket, so I always, if I'm going to meet someone, I show them that when I meet them.
And you tell them what? You're not supposed to be here if you don't have that?
Yeah, I tell them.
Yeah.
This allows me
to that's a law.
This allows me to legally be in your home.
It's a law.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, so customers that are out there, somebody comes up with this solar pitch book from XYZ company, and he doesn't have an HIS license, point your finger at the door and say, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Right now. Because this guy's nothing but an order taker. He's going to sell you what he thinks you need, and he's going to ruin you when time of use and true up come at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is you've got to really just make sure, like I always do, I know we all here, our whole goal is to make sure our customer has everything they need and a bit more. We always design for a bit overage. We
don't just do 100% solar either if they have other things in their house they need to do. Yeah. For example, the whole house fan. Brilliant. What a great tool, right?
It's cost effective and it's brilliant.
It's one of the best things I ever installed in my house. And how about this? Dual pane windows.
Yeah.
If you go to a house and this guy's got, glasses thin as a 16th of an inch, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So he needs windows. He needs a whole house fan. How about life paint to secure that box?
Anything that secures the envelope of the house or cools it or allows heat or the coolness not to escape or get in, depending on the time of year, all that helps.
It all helps.
It all helps.
So what does that mean? If you got somebody that just bought a new house, if they actually know what they need, it's great. But if they don't, I usually tell people, I say, why don't you give it a few months?
Yeah.
Just enjoy your new home, and let's see where the chips fall.
I think if you have a fairly large bill and you have a 2-story home, especially a 2-story home, whole house fan's almost automatic.
It's a no-brainer.
Because it's less expensive to do that than have a bigger system. And then the main service panel upgrades and things like that. Roof combos with solar is fantastic. So, but yeah.
Yeah. We kind of do that ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
All right. So any other last thoughts, guys? Again, thanks for hanging out. We haven't did this in a minute.
No, we've been busy.
The podcast room is looking beautiful with all these things all over the wall.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I finally got Rod Serling up on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
That was a tough one, but I got
like
him.
that, yeah. You got a good collection.
Thank you. And, we're here to help. That's at the end of the day, Quality Home Improvement, QHIINC.com. Special shout out to my friend Catherine at CMYC Investments. She's a house flipper. She's a dynamo.
Cool.
She knows exactly what she's doing when it comes to that, and you and I can talk about that in the future.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not Christmas yet. Should I give myself a shout out? Virtual Santa? Yeah.
It's still a domain.
Drone 9, Sergio, Mr. Glossy, he does all kinds of solar panels, and Nem Planet Construction out in beautiful West Hollywood.
There you go.
Good friends of ours. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out. Any last words, Shaun?
No.
Rob, any last words you want somebody to hear?
Go solar. Just get a good quote and see if you can save yourself some money. Life is expensive enough. Save where you can. Yeah, save where you can.
My God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only thing I could say at the end is, hey, man, if you're okay with spending $500 to $700 a month with an electric bill, you really deserve it. Am I right? If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, your utility should at least send you a Christmas card.
Utility, right?
Utility. Be your own utility. Absolutely.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you.
All right.
Take care,
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Thank you for listening to The Energy Hour. Visit them on the internet by going to QHIInc.com/TEO. That's QHIINC.com/TEO.
This podcast is brought to you by Aliva Digital Marketing, lead generation and SEO for local businesses. Increase your web presence with their results in advanced strategy, including a video website audit and analysis for free. Listeners of this podcast can get 75% off Aliva's fees. But hurry, only the first 5 businesses that inquire can get this deal. Aliva Digital Marketing, a proud sponsor of this podcast. Online at Aliva Digital.
Got your latest electric bill? Is it less than last month or last year? Probably not. But if you had a solar system from QHI, it would be. Your electric meter could be running backwards. Right now, get a QHI system installed for no money down, no out-of-pocket expenses. Get an immediate savings on your electric bill. Call 909-609-5437. Solar is all they do. Call QHI 909-609-5437.
Capture the joyful magic of the holiday season with Virtual Santa. Virtual Santa is a high-definition projection effect that walks, waves, laughs, eats cookies, and puts presents under the tree. From outside, it's so real, you swear Santa's in your house. Virtual Santa, originally seen on ABC's The Great Christmas Light Fight. You can choose from traditional Virtual Santa or new African American Santa. Holiday effects include Virtual Santa, Mrs. Claus, Santa's Workshop with Christmas elves, and so much more. Buy one effect or a bundle. Available in HD DVD, digital download, or USB flash drive. Also available in LED projection bundles. For a winning Christmas display that will delight your neighbors young and old, visit us at virtualsanta.com and become known as the house where Santa lives. Virtual Santa, where holiday spirit begins.